Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be making something really special. As you can see, this is one of my favorite food to make. So to everyone who has subscribed, thank you, and everyone who hasn't subscribed, please go and subscribe to my channel. So here we have I will be making fried rice, like I said, and there are some few steps that are important to making fried rice that I want to show you guys this morning, especially when I'm making mine. One of the things is I like to use beef liver. I have boiled it, and all you just need to boil it, it's Maggi or salt, depending. It doesn't have to have any special taste. Once you rinse it, you boil it. So I have my beef liver. I have my green bell pepper, fresh green bell pepper. And one of the very important steps is the carrots. I like to use the fresh carrots and not the frozen one, because by the time you cook this, the sweetness of the carrot will dissolve in the mixture, in the vegetable, and that is what makes your fried rice sweeter. And then I have my what's this called now, green peas, and then my sweet corn. These green peas, I use this brand especially because you get the same green color in the bag when you open it up. I'll show you when I open the bag. I like when my colors are not too dark, especially my green peas. I like it when it's not the dark ones, but the really green ones, so that when my food is ready, then you can see the different colors in the food. Yeah, so let's go. Well, first thing first is that I'll be cutting this into pieces. I'll be cutting this, and I will be cutting the green pepper. One other thing that I also like to use is, this is chicken stock. I boiled the chicken myself and took out the stock. So this is chicken stock, and then I'll be using unsalted butter. That's another thing. Alright, so as you can see guys, I have chopped the carrot into smaller pieces, and this is my beef liver, this is my green pepper. And next thing you're going to do is to put your pot on the stove. Make sure your pot is dry, and then I like to start with my butter. I don't just use vegetable oil only, because I don't like when my food is too oily. So when you start with butter, that controls the oil in the food. So you add your butter. I use 1 stick butter, and then you allow it to dissolve. So allow this to dissolve before I add my vegetable oil. Or you can add it at the same time, it doesn't really matter. As long as the butter dissolves and your oil is hot. So now that my butter is dissolved, the next thing to do is to add my vegetable oil, a little bit of the vegetable oil, and you mix together. And you allow this to sit for a few seconds until the oil is hot. So once my oil is hot, the first thing I do is to add the beef liver. So my beef liver is in. You're not trying to fry this. I'm only trying to make it hot a little bit so the oil can coat the liver. And then the next thing I do is to add my carrots. If you can follow these steps, you would get the desired result. So once you add the carrot, you stir it together. Like I said, I'm not trying to fry it, but I'm only trying to coat it and make it soft, especially the carrot. Next thing on our agenda is the green peas. You see what I'm talking about? You see how green the peas is? This is what you need. So the next thing I'll add is my carrot. I just like to add this together. I rinse it with water, drain it out, and you pour it. So as you can see, this is changing color, and the next thing is you add your green bell pepper. You stir it together. You add all your ingredients together now. And now I have my clean green peas and sweet corn. You add it. I know you'll be thinking, oh, you have a lot of the vegetables. Why do you have a lot? That's because when I cook in bulk. So this would serve about, let's say, 20 people. or yeah, between 16, well, between 15 and 20 people. I cook in bulk, like I said, because I don't like to, well, as much as I love the kitchen, there's some foods that I just like to have in the house. So the next thing you do from here, I had my salt. I usually don't put salt. The only reason why I'm doing that today is because I don't have enough of my Maggi and I need it to be tasty. So, and then what I would say when you're adding salt to this or your Maggi to this is that you need to add enough. Enough, I mean that you add as much as possible that when you taste it, it's supposed to taste salty. If it doesn't taste salty, then you still don't have it. But when it tastes salty, that is what you need. Then the next thing, I've added my Maggi. I added a little bit of salt just because I don't have enough Maggi. And the next thing to do is to add your curry. For these, I would say I'm adding about 2 tablespoonfuls of curry, just enough. And then I had my thyme, and you mix together. So you mix it together. This step is the most important step when you're making your fried rice. You want to, when this is good, your fried rice will turn out great. But if you miss this step, there's a possibility that you will miss out on the end result of the fried rice. Once again, like I said, you need to make sure when you taste this, it tastes salty. It tastes like you've added too much of Maggi or too much of salt. That is what you need. You don't want it to be too salty, but you want it to be at least salty. Yes, not too salty so you don't end up having to eat your food too salty. You can add as much vegetable as you want. These are just the regular things that I use. You can add shrimp, you can add whatever you want to add to it, but like I said, this is just my own style. And then the next thing we do is we pour this out. We pour it in a separate bowl. Once your vegetable is out in the bowl, you see that? Next thing is you add your chicken stock, specifically chicken stock. And let this dissolve. Once this is added, another step you have to do is to add just a little bit of curry and a little bit of thyme. Yes, I will say about a tablespoonful of curry and about a tablespoonful of thyme, or a little less than a tablespoonful of curry and thyme. And you add a little bit of more Maggi. I will be replacing mine with salt just because I don't have any more Maggi. You see, I just add a little bit. The reason why you're doing this is because you want this to be tasty. Even though the chicken stock is already tasty, you still want your rice to be a little tasty before you add the vegetables back. So I leave this. I would add a little bit of water to this. And then another good step when you're making fried rice is that you don't want to add too much water from the beginning. You have to keep adding it gradually. Gradually, you let it cook until you get your desired softness for the rice. So I will add water to this. I'll cover it and let it boil before I add my rice. So my water is boiling now, and then the next thing to do is to add the rice. Oh my god, why did I spill this rice? So like I said, I'm making a lot of rice. Yes, and then you just stir it together. You see that I don't have too much water on the rice. You can still see my rice. So you stir it together and let this cook. So this is my rice. When the water is dry and you feel you need a little more water, you can just add as much water as you need to it. This is why I said don't do too much, because you don't want the rice to be too soft, and don't do too little, you don't want it to be too hard. But add as much as add the water based on the level of softness that you desire. So guys, our rice is ready, and now we go to the point where we mix Oh yeah, the steam. We go to the point where we mix the rice and the vegetable together. This is how I make my fried rice. I pour a little bit of vegetable first in the tray, and then I add the rice. And I continue to mix like this until I am done mixing everything together and I get the same consistency for both rice and vegetable. So like I said, you keep adding, you add the rice, you add the vegetable step by step, and you mix up together. So guys, as you can see, our fried rice is ready. Even though it looks really yellow, but it's not as yellow as it looks. But this is how your fried rice is supposed to look like. If you taste this, oh my god, it's so delicious. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you all. If you try this recipe, please leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know how it tastes. Let me know how it tastes if you try this. Thank you very much once again. Please subscribe, turn on your notification, share this video, like, and I'll see you some other time.